That's the way you take care of sucking in the street, baby.
So who's on whose side there? But he beats the center to go down. That's hot. Focus can't get his we don't know about. Luna's bouncing back to the eyes. And that's the little man.
Hey, wait a second. I know what you're thinking. You want to be me like everybody else. Forget about it. You don't have the mental skills or the dexterity. Go on, go pick somebody else. Pick Hogan or some. Don't pick me. Move. Go. Go.
So you want to step in the ring with the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be? Step in the ring with the greatest technical wrestler in the history of the WCW.
Power bomb. Pile driver. Pile driver. Head scissors. Power bomb. Power bomb. Vertical suplex. Power bomb. The Frankensteiner. Power bomb. Pile driver. Pile driver. Power bomb. Power bomb. Power bomb. Pile driver. Power bomb. Benoit's got no energy. Punk is unstoppable. Bret the Hitman Hart wins. Vertical suplex. Pile driver. bomb. Power bomb. Power bomb. Pile driver. Power bomb. Power bomb.
Hulk is unstoppable.
Power bomb.
Bret the Hitman Hart wins.
Power bomb. Power bomb.
He kicks out.
Pile driver. Power bomb. Pile driver.
Hart is unstoppable. Paul needs a break.
Pile driver.
Hart locks him into the sharpshooter. Bret the Hitman Hart wins.
Power bomb. Pile driver. Power bomb.
Hart is unstoppable.
Power bomb.
They're getting pounded.
Power bomb. Pile driver. bomb. Pile driver. Pile driver.
Mark is unstoppable. Getting glued in it. Off the turnbuckle. Almost gone.
Power bomb. Power bomb. Pile driver.
Hart locks him into the sharpshooter.
Bret the Hitman Hart wins. Pile driver. Power bomb. Power bomb.
He kicked out. Hart is unstoppable. The Wonderkin is breathing heavy.
Vertical suplex. Power bomb.
Hart locks him into the sharpshooter.
Bret the Hitman Hart wins. Power bomb. Power bomb.
Hart is unstoppable.
Power bomb. Power bomb.
Backbreaker.
Power bomb.
Over the top rope.
Pile driver. Power bomb. Pile driver.
The Giant slowing down. He kicked out.
Pile driver. Pile driver. Power bomb. Power bomb. Pile driver. Power bomb. Power bomb. Power bomb. Power bomb.
Hulk is unstoppable. Off the turnbuckle.
Power bomb. Power bomb.
He kicked out.
Power bomb.
Bret the Hitman Hart wins.
The Frankensteiner.
He kicked out.
Power bomb.
He kicked out.
Pile driver. Vertical suplex. Head scissors. Pile driver. Power bomb. The Frankensteiner. driver. Power bomb. Vertical suplex. Power bomb. Booker T's almost gone. Power bomb. Backbreaker. She tipped out. Frankensteiner! Power bomb! The Frankensteiner! Power bomb! Power bomb! Hulk is unstoppable! Power bomb! Hey, Hulk is looking tired.